Little G-Mine courtesy of Will this morning. Today I just wanted to turn the camera on and just document, update you guys with what's going on, what I'm working on, what's working, what's not, and kind of a day in the life as me, a 22-year-old entrepreneur living in Tampa, Florida. I know I've said it before, but I really want to get back to the content grind. I was doing really good with YouTube for a while, and I got a ton of support in the comments from people letting me know that they really liked my videos. It's funny that I know that content is the main accelerator for me in my journey. The kind of life that I want to create for myself will be built the fastest if I can master content. But for some reason, there's been a lot of resistance in me making content. Have you ever felt like that, where you know there's something you should be doing or you want to do it, but for some reason, there's just a lot of resistance and you don't know why? I'm gonna share some of the reasons that I think I've had resistance around creating content. One of the reasons it's been hard for me is because creating content, especially long form, can take a lot of time. And I've been in this situation where, you know, I'm really stressed financially. I'm trying to build my business. Not even only am I putting so much effort and mental energy into my business, but I'm also putting so much mental energy and effort into my body, into my health.
Into reclaiming that, into going to the gym, into focusing on my diet, into my dog, into my apartment, into my girlfriend, into my other relationships.
There's so much mental energy being spent elsewhere, and a lot of the last 2 years, unfortunately, I've kind of had to live in fight or flight mode, trying to survive, trying to build my life, right? Content is something you have to be willing to do hundreds of times without seeing any result. And when you're living in a fight or flight mode and you need to produce results to live, it's hard to be putting effort to something that isn't seeing short-term results, right? That's one reason. Another one is back about a year ago, I took Instagram very seriously. Every single day, I was producing really high quality reels of me talking and providing value. And while it did good and we went from 0 followers to a little over 2,000 followers, it wasn't the return I had hoped. Not only that, but I was also spending money having someone edit those, post those, so I was putting a lot in, didn't get the return I thought I would. And that was one of those moments where I was like, I feel like I put in, you know, the effort. I did it for a long time and just didn't get the results that I wanted to see. So that kind of in my mind created a thought of like, oh, you know, content doesn't like me, the world doesn't like me, the social media doesn't like me, it's not for me, it doesn't work for me. And that's such a negative thought, and I know that it's something that a lot of people online who are trying to create content feel that it just isn't for them. The social media just has something against them, but that's not the truth, right? It is going to take some people longer than it will others, but I believe that it's the same as in life, that the only way you fail is when you quit. And if you just keep going, you keep, you know, putting in inputs over an extended period of time, you will see the success. So that's something that I'm trying to push through right now. The last biggest reason is that I just find it hard to film content, and it's kind of a multifaceted reason. One of them being that one insecurity I've always had of myself was my ability to articulate. I've gotten better over time, but I've always felt like I wasn't able to express the way that I was thinking. I'm a very deep thinker. You know, psychologically, I think about so many different things on a daily basis, more than I think most people do. And I think that's kind of the life of an entrepreneur or someone obsessed with, you know, self-growth and all these different things. So I have these thoughts, but I'm not able to put them out into the world. I'm not able to articulate them in the way that I want to. And that's always been extremely frustrating for me because I'm not able to convey the message that I first created in my mind, if that kind of makes sense. So when creating content, that's something that really frustrates me. And there's this thing kind of when you get on a camera, at least for me, and I think it's for a lot of people as well, you kind of forget everything and you don't know what to say, and then you feel like an idiot. You don't feel like you know what you're talking about. And right there, you know, I defeated myself mentally before I even ever started. And that's one of the things too. So those are the top 3 things holding me back, creating resistance from me creating content. And now I'm gonna try to start, you know, figuring those out, working through them, figuring out how I can bypass them to ultimately master creating content. All right, it's 1:30 right now, just about. Got up at 7 a.m. today, which is good because I've kind of been slacking recently and I need to get back to it. So got up at 7 and me and Will, he had to head out for the day. So we got the workout in early today. Started at 7:30, went to like 8:30. So that was good, feeling good. Because that's something that I need to get back to in general. As you can see right here, something that me and Will do is we kind of have this tracker right here. Here, I'll move a little bit closer. And for me, this is my portion right here. Things that I work on tracking are wake up at 7, work out, stick to my calories, do 2-hour deep work sessions, basically no phone or anything, focused. Learn somehow, so read or listen to a podcast, and hit 10K steps. These are kind of like non-negotiables. If I'm not feeling like I'm gonna have a good day or I'm not sure what to do, if all I focus on is just hitting these things, I know that I still had a really good day. And I'm hardly ever perfect, and this week isn't good. After I got back from traveling, I just haven't been dialed on doing that, and I haven't had the best week in terms of feeling like in tune with myself. So that's something I need to get back to, but that's something I highly recommend. Pick, what are the things that you need to do in your life that are really gonna move it forward. For me, I know waking up at 7, I know having a sleep routine, that makes me feel just dialed like that, just improves my whole life, right? Working out and sticking to my cows, those are 2 things that I know are going to every day push me closer to my goal of improving my body, improving my physique, which will improve the way I feel, and then overall like elevate my life in business, making money, confidence, relationships. I'll show up better, literally everything. So all those things are designed to be things that are little steps that I know that regardless of how the day goes, if I can do those, I'll be doing really good in life, right? So I recommend you, picking what are those things for you, the non-negotiables. And you're not gonna be perfect. What things do you have to do every day to know that you're moving the needle forward regardless of how the day goes outside of that? And it might take some practice because it might be hard to find what it is for you, because I've done it before where I've had too many things and I just don't stick to it. That seems like the perfect amount before traveling. I was doing really well with sticking to it, but check out the fit, guys. Got the Bad brand hat. Check them out, I'll leave the link. Threw in some earrings today. The lightning bolt right here, shot right here, little gray tee. And here, let me move this down. Just picked up some new pants yesterday by, I think it's Zoo York or something. These like cargo pants right here. Like crazy good material. Recently got these shoes from Vans, but I think it's kind of an interesting look, like a gray cream kind of look today. I'm liking it, and I'm about to take some kratom. I just pulled up to the library over here. It's my first time ever being at this one because we moved to a new location in Tampa, so never been to this one, so we're gonna check it out. The reason I'm here is I want to pick up Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, the first book. Been wanting to read those, and I saw, they had the whole set on Amazon, but I thought, I mean, I had never really liked reading fiction before, so I thought I'd pick the first one up here, see if, this is like the time I might enjoy reading fiction before I buy the set. And I never liked reading fiction ever. We used to really love nonfiction, business, self-help, personal growth, all that good stuff. But there's a spider right here I'm staring at on my dash. I don't really read much anymore, and I think the reason for that is that I'm going through so much growth and adversity and learning so many different things every day that I don't have the capacity to read, learn more information. I don't crave that in the little time that I get off. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking maybe now, fiction would be something to try getting into, and maybe I hated it before, but maybe I could now as something like rather than watching TV or something. And I'm a ginormous Harry Potter fan, like huge. I got all the wands and everything at home, and I never really read the books. I read the first one when I was really young, so I'm gonna try it out. So I'll pick it back up after. All right, we got the book. Took me a while to find that. I had to ask one of the employees to help me find that, and I was looking in the right section, told him I only saw the third, knew they had a copy, and he went, and it was right where I was looking, right in front of my eyes. I always laugh when something like that happens. It's embarrassing, but it's funny. Sometimes it just takes a different set of eyes, but yeah, I got the book. I, for a second, was thinking that they weren't gonna have it, so super excited we got it, but I'm gonna get back to the house right now because I gotta knock out some work today. I was just doing some work on my Google Master Sheet for my construction business. I don't use a CRM right now. I know I probably should be doing it, and I've tried other CRMs in the past and just didn't really love any, and have found kind of a good like flow with a Google Sheet. I know that Jobber is like the best for service-based businesses, but it also is pretty expensive. So I'd like to wait till I'm profiting a little bit more. I can comfortably say like that expense doesn't matter at all. So it's kind of organizing, just cleaning up that sheet. But in the kitchen cooking now. I'm super hungry. What we got going on the stove right here is some ground turkey with just some cut up bell peppers right there. And then on this new cutting board we just got some avocado going on with some cut up jalapeno, lettuce, cilantro, onion. It's all just gonna be going in a bowl with this turkey and the rice that's in the microwave. Got some How to Beast on YouTube. I'm like an iPad kid when I cook, and especially when I eat, I'm always watching YouTube. Not that great of a habit, but I mean, for me right now when my life is so busy and when I'm so focused and like unfortunately stressed by a lot of things, it's one way I can feel like, you know, that time spending it watching YouTube while I eat isn't a waste of time. And so it's what works out for me right now. And you know, even though some things may be bad, if you do them, it's all right to do some bad quote unquote things in your life, you know. Hope you guys enjoy the kind of random rundown of one of my days, kind of what it looks like sometimes, some things that I'm working on. Hopefully you guys learn some things that you can start to implement in your life. Don't stop there. Keep watching more of my videos that'll show up on the screen here in just a second, and keep tuning in for more content.